conversation and forgot that we ever had a live stream to attend.
Right?
Look, there's a lot of people in too. Sorry about that.
Oh yeah,
We
I
were
gotta go to
kind of
comment.
talking backstage and just really lost time of it. But yeah, I don't know how many people are going to be able to join us this morning because it is early. Uh, it's kind of it. We're kind of invading uh, your own time zone a little bit earlier than what you would normally go because that's. But I did it intentionally because I want to make sure we don't run out of time and you're having to bail out the door because you're running late to work. Which I told you you could call in sick. You don't have to go to work.
Right, right, man. Yeah. What has work ever done for anybody? Just takes up our
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, well, it's a necessary evil, and I wouldn't
Yeah.
call it an evil because I actually do like my job. So but I'm waiting in for a little bit of people to roll in, whoever's going to be with us. Um, Meanwhile, let me acknowledge some of the people that are already here. I admire you guys for being here so early. Well, it's 7 o'clock in the morning where I'm at, so to me that's that's really early to be on a live stream. But with that being said, as always, Sam, why are we always yelling? Thank you so much. He was the first one in here, and I'll address the link that he put up there because that's something that I do want to talk before we get into our interview. Ed from Ed's Aquatics and Exotics. Why am I always trying to add an? That's there's no
Dude,
an in there.
I know.
Uh, Bratton Lightcap, thank you for being here. Jesse, just one more fish. Yeah, of course he's only here because you're here. You know that, right? Because he never comes to my freaking live streams. The flake. Uh, Joe Price Tag Aquatics. Thank you for. I even changed his name. It's just Price Tag. And so Joe, thank you so much for coming in. Jim's Fish, thanks for being here. Flatbed Aquatics, thank you so much for joining us. CC, thank you for coming in. Um, I guess there's a lot more people that are probably just watching because I can see the numbers going up, but not necessarily texting. But yeah, unfortunately, what you're seeing up there as being the comment that is being pinned is not necessarily the way we wanted to start off this live stream, but uh, it's just unfortunate news. I don't know how many of you guys had the opportunity to get to know Michael. Um, I know I was very fortunate enough to have him on as a guest, and we were able to conversate for just over an hour. And ever since I got to meet him, I really liked him. He he was a really nice person. And so when I found out last night from Jeff that he had passed, well, needless to say, that was not news that I was excited to hear or was expecting to hear. But unfortunately, Michael Shady Grady passed away on the 25th, and which really sucks because we didn't find out till yesterday. So, for me, that's kind of like, oh shit, what kind of a friend was I to him to not even be aware of the fact that he was in the hospital and that he was in real bad situation. So just wanted to make you guys aware if you guys are watching this in the replay and you guys knew Shady Grady, make sure you guys keep him in your thoughts and your prayers and his family too. I believe his services are going to be on the 10th or something like that. But I don't know how many of you guys are actually uh, would be able to go. I know I wouldn't. I'm out here in the East Coast. So, that was kind of like the downer of the moment. It's never fun to find out when somebody passes, and you know, I, I know it's a fact. It's something we're all gonna inevitably gonna be end up in that situation. But it always sucks when it's somebody that you know or you like. And but yeah, that's that's the downer news for this morning. On the other note of this, I just wanted to thank you guys for being here, and hopefully we can lighten the mode a little bit more. It's just I don't want it to be I don't I don't want it to be a downer. I think it's always in my opinion, I always like remembering people in a good light and remembering the good times and the good moments. So, in honor of Shady Grady, let's have a good time because he always enjoyed a good time. So, thank you guys for being here, and we'll get going. Grady, this is to you, buddy. It's coffee in the morning, but it is what it is. All right, Kyle. Thank you, sir. Thanks for coming back. I know this is not your first go around with me, but you know, I wanted to have you on because when you came on, your current project you're working on was maybe just a thought. I don't know if it was even in existence or you had put that out in the universe yet. But since you have, man, I gotta admit, that is the most exciting and fun thing that's happened to the hobby in quite a bit. It's gonna be because it still hasn't gotten here, Kyle. It's probably going to be my favorite thing in the fish room, and that's saying a lot because I do have some stuff that I really enjoy. But I know when I get my stickers and hopefully in the near future the cards that are coming out, they're going to be probably one of my prized possessions in the fish room because I'm really liking what you're doing with them. Don't worry about it, dude. It's in the mail.
I know. I was like, I'm checking the tracking right now.
Yeah, no, it's in the mail.
It should be there by now.
That's out of your control. You had already shipped it, so it's not on you.
I'm obsessive about shipping times, man. For real.
I know. Yeah, but to be honest, I'm not in a hurry. I was just hoping that they would have gotten here before we had an interaction so that I could show them off.
Yeah.
But this is even better because now I can do an unboxing.
Oh, sweet.
So I can wait till they come in and open them up and stuff like that. But I do have to criticize you because you really suck, as Willow would say.
Yeah, right.
I go to your website and I'm going in there and I'm going, all right, I'm gonna get, I was kind of waiting for most of the collection to drop because I didn't want to be piecing it. I mean, I'm the kind of guy that likes to have everything at once. So I waited till a couple of series were complete, and then I go, oh shit, the shirt is really cool. Let me go grab one. What the heck? How come 2X was not an option? What do you got against us big fellas? All right. I want you to explain to us big fellas why we were not an option as a t-shirt option. And why are they all sold out? How come you don't have them in inventory? What kind of a salesperson are you, my friend?
In my defense, it was actually an option. It was before I understood how to adjust inventory, so I just deleted the options when they got sold out, so it wasn't like showing. You know what I mean? And now I'm at the point where I just adjust inventory. If it's sold out, I just leave the item up there because I knew I'm eventually going to refill it. With the t-shirts, that's a hard game, man. They're to get a good solid t-shirt is freaking expensive.
Well, by the time you get it all done, you're at a $50 t-shirt that you would be happy to wear, but you wouldn't pay $50 for it. That's the problem with the t-shirts.
No, exactly. That's a really good way of putting it. It's just it's gotten so. I mean, luckily I have a guy that kind of works with me, and I actually have to ask him because now that I have the LLC, I don't know if they'll be able to like set me up with a business account, maybe save a little bit more money. Maybe possibly. I know some of the printing companies around here for like paper printing and stuff will set up accounts like that. But yeah, I did place an order. I got like 10 t-shirts coming on to the website. I actually already loaded them. So if you're looking to get one, get on the website now and go get one because there's 10, and I don't know when I'm going to do another run of those because it's more of a labor of love. I sell it literally like at cost. Like it's like
yeah, it's unfortunate they don't give you a margin of profit unless you, like I said, unless you sell like for $50, but that's insane. Yeah. It's just I don't know why the markup is so high on it because now that you have your LLC, you can start getting into the wholesale market. I've been able to quote them at about like $5 a shirt,
Ooh.
Somewhere in that vicinity for the t-shirts, and like $7 for the 2X or bigger. But so where is all this markup that they put on it? Because you know, I understand there's a setup fee for the what do they call it, the transfers that they do on the t-shirts, and that's the other thing. I haven't been able to find a transfer that I'm really happy with that's out in the market, other than, you see, because I go to like a department store, and I'll see transfers there, but they don't look anything like the ones that they always announce, like on all these mail order services, whether it's well, the ones, the, I don't know what you call them, ship to order or whatever those markets are that are provided for you.
Like the companies that like print it for you,
Yeah,
like on demand or whatever. Print on
yeah, the
demand. Print
on
on demand.
demand
Yeah.
stores. The quality is never on point. You know, it's always, it feels like real plasticky, and I've had t-shirts, like I get a lot of my band t-shirts and stuff like that are also have those transfers, but it doesn't feel that way. I don't think they're silk screened, because I know silk screen is a different process, but I haven't been able to find one. I've actually been contemplating going across the border because I live so close to it, and I've had a couple of t-shirts done. The problem is where you get caught up on it is the shipping. The shipping of it, I haven't been able to figure out to get it where it's cost less. You know, I'm to me a t-shirt should cost $15.
Dude,
That's
yeah. Right.
that's what a t-shirt should cost,
Right.
$15.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, but and I can get them at about $12, but then you add the shipping and it starts getting above that, and it prices you out of you know, it kind of puts you, if you're going to try to make a little bit of money on all your running around and all that, you got to sell it for like 25. And I mean, I've been guilty of paying $25 for a t-shirt, but it's usually either a sporting team or a band that I really like. I
Yeah.
don't know if I want to pay that much for one of my t-shirts.
Dude, concert tees have gone freaking through the roof, man. You'd be paying like 50
Yeah, they're
bucks
like 50
at a
bucks.
concert. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nuts, dude.
they used to be, things used to be a lot cheaper when I was younger though, but that was like, you know, 40 years ago. No, what, 30 years ago?
But yeah,
But
this is I get this one. I've been going through the same guide. This is the first ever shirt that I got printed, and it's starting to crack a little bit. I don't, but to be honest, I think it's a DTG. There's like the direct to
yeah,
garment. So that's like when they print it literally right onto the fabric. And then there's like the transfers. I've been doing a lot of research into different types of printing and stuff. That stuff is a little bit over my head. Like I'm learning about like UV printing and all these different types of things that can be kind of applied to the trading card game and the stickers and stuff. And I actually don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get into that, because it's like the levels of this stuff, dude. You could print straight on the like water bottles now, and
yeah.
like just, oh my god, so cool.
Well, I guess the big popular brand out there, I guess, is Cricket. But somebody was saying that it just takes forever to print stuff on it. I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was Braden, I think, that was talking about that.
No, it was probably me actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
one of you two. You guys all look the same, bald and bearded.
That's actually recently been my thing. So I've gone through a couple of iterations of the way I've been doing the stickers. And I've recently gone back to just like hand cutting them because it's actually faster. The Cricut, the issue with that is maybe if you have a high speed internet, it might be a little bit easier, but you got to realize that you're sending like a pretty large file. Like, so it's like you're sending like the coordinates for cutting and all of that stuff. So you print it, you have this print, and it's got like these four corners, and then it sends that file to the Cricut machine. It reads the thing that you're going to cut, and then it cuts it out. Dude, it takes, to get one sheet of like 8 stickers, I think it was taking like 10-15 minutes to get done. And so the one time I had like a live scheduled, and I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago on a Wednesday, and I was like putting orders together, and it took me so long that I was like, I can't go live, guys. I am literally going to be working until the second I leave to get these orders back. And so now I could probably do 4 full series in the amount of time it would take me to do one with the Cricut by hand, and they'll be better cut. Like, it'll be a more even, better border. I don't know. Cricut's good for certain things. Like if you're going to be doing a bunch of your own stickers at home, like you can get like you can make die cut stickers and stuff pretty nice.
Yeah.
And as long as you're not the way I was doing
Mass producing.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So I know you've talked about this a little bit on your live stream, but what's the inception of Fishroom Punks? Talk me through that. I want to get all the information.
Okay, so I think I need to open up a series 1 here. So we got series 1 to add to this story. So it all started with this dude right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, armchair biologist Ben. I was watching. I can't remember if it was a Chattanooga Ed stream or if it was an Aquarium Co-op stream, and I'm betting it was a Chattanooga Ed stream because he has a tendency to talk about football. Someone had mentioned, like, we were talking about like armchair quarterback or some shit like that, man, and it was it just came to me, man. It was like armchair biologist, like that term, and I was like, wow, we're a bunch of armchair biologists, like we didn't go to school for learning about being a doctor or biology, like we're just a bunch of freaking people that care about nature, want to learn a little bit about something. Maybe we just like pretty things and we want to look at that stuff, like whatever, but we're sitting in our armchairs and we're being biologists. And so I just thought it like that term just encapsulated the whole idea of like fish keeping to me. And so then I was like, I really wanted to make it a t-shirt. That was the goal. So that's how I came to even like being in the t-shirt game, I guess. I was originally like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get this made into a t-shirt. Started looking into that. It's like crazy expensive. And I was gonna look into like one of those print on demands, but then like you said, it's a really inconsistent quality because you never know which vendor is gonna be distributing it. It could pop around and stuff. And I couldn't find a way to do it. And so then I was like, what's a way I can get this out there? And somehow I landed on stickers. Originally I landed on trading cards. And when I started doing the research into trading cards, it was like really, really, really expensive. And still is. Still is. My first run is a tough pill to swallow. We'll see if we keep going with the trading cards. I'm pretty sure that's the way I want to do it. And there's a lot to explain with what's going to be happening with like the upcoming trading card release. It'll be happening. I should have everything in the next week or so. And there's some really, really cool things happening with that release that are I have not done yet. And you guys are going to be very, very surprised for them. Trust me on that. Like very cool stuff. But yeah, so basically came to the idea of stickers, and then I just started learning about printing, and then my girlfriend had a printer and I was using that. And then I ended up buying one type of printer, didn't like it, ended up upgrading, then did the same thing with the Cricut. I bought like a Cricut Joy at one point and then was like immediately returned that and just upgraded to the freaking, the Explorer 3 is what I have now, which is a pretty decent machine. And I'm kind of regretting that I didn't just go for the Maker to be able to do like plexiglass and different stuff. Cause for the display, which, I actually could probably show that off if you guys want to see it for the vendor displays that I'm going to be. Yeah, you know what? Let me grab that because this thing's really cool too.
Yeah, and while you do that, I'll go ahead and acknowledge some of the people that have come in because everybody's coming in. I know there was a comment here, something about leaves. Kinko Super 9 Polar Bear. Honestly, with leaves, I think Fishcapades Mal gave you a good resource, which is KGE Aquatics.
Yeah,
and it's definitely true. You would be helping out not only a small business but also a veteran-owned business. So he has a lot of the botanicals still available. I just look for I see, but I'm not a good example because I break a lot of rules that you're not supposed to break. For example, because one of the things that I use in my aquariums for botanicals are mulberry leaves. And everybody tells you don't get them from parks and homes and stuff like that because potential the spray on them. I haven't adhered to that and I haven't had an issue. I don't know if I'm just playing with borrowed time or what the deal is, but that's where I get my stuff. And quite honestly, it seems just about I've tried throwing all different sorts of leaves in there. with the exception of eucalyptus and obviously mesquite, because that's just a bunch of small little leaves. But I've kind of thrown a little bit of everything in there. As a matter of fact, my wife has some houseplants. Um, I think it's like a rubber tree, and the other one's the plants. It's a alocasia, I guess, the ones that do the big broad leaves on them. Or no, I forget what the names. I'm horrible with plant names. Um, but even when they drop those and I let them dry out, I use those in my aquariums. So, but I'm not the guy to I'm not the best source when it comes to what should you use in your aquariums or not, because I buck the system. I try it all, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then I know not to use it again. But that's just me. I mean, um, that's just, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to gamble with that, which I wouldn't recommend to most people. But real quick, let me acknowledge Lori just came in, Cheryl, Dee Dee, Jay, Bruiser, Kimco, Flatbed. Who else? Who else am I missing? Mal, Fishcapade, Amisa, Kalish. Let's see. Adam McReynolds. Haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for dropping in. And you're much better half. Maya's
Yeah.
here.
What's up, baby?
And let's see. I think hopefully I'm not missing anybody because I'm really going quick through this. And the Bud Files. Thanks for joining us this morning. Bionic Bigfoot. Thank you for being here. All right. I think I recognize everybody else. Southwest Florida Aquatics. Thank you for joining us. And Dave's Aquariums Dots. Hey, Dave, thanks for being here. J Rock. Oh man, you guys are all coming in today. I guess Kyle's milkshake does bring the boys into the yard. All right, I think I got everybody. I'm sorry if I missed you. I was trying to go as quickly as possible, but thank you either way for being here. Anyways, Kyle was in the middle of telling us about his vendor display, so he went to go grab it. All right. So what do you got for us?
So I can't remember what led me to talk about this. I have a squirrel brain, which is
you were talking about the evolution of the cards and how you were deciding whether you're going to do trading cards or stickers, and the process of hoping that you have these future projects that are coming out. And I guess this was part of something that you're working on, is the distribution, I guess, of your product and how it's going to be displayed.
Yeah. So basically, I got these setups here. It's like a pegboard setup. It's like disassemblable, whatever. You can take it apart, and easy to ship. And this is basically how I'll be displaying these from here on out for the vendors. Unfortunately, the first guy that I sent it to, he's going to be doing that coast, the Coast Aquarium.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's supposed to be a pretty big show. There's
it's not. It's big, but it's not. It's. I think they're overplaying their hand. It's like if I was to tell you that the sake event is going to be huge. It is for local stuff, but it's not. It's not an Aquashella. It's not those type of events. But what I was going to ask you, I think you stumbled upon the perfect item for venues like that, for aquatic events, because it's easy to pack away, it's non-perishable, and it's totally hobby related, and it's freaking cool. I'm the only reason you're not fucking blowing up right now is because you haven't put it out there to the regular, because not everybody watches YouTube. I mean, we are aware of you and we're aware of what you're doing. But the minute you start going to these local events and you start putting them out there, that is going to be fire. I mean, I'm telling you, it's just, I when I saw them, I was like, I want to buy them, but I didn't want to buy like one, because I knew you said you were doing multiple series. I wanted to be able to get my hands on multiple series, not just one. So, but yeah, I am super excited for you, because I think this is really you've stumbled across something that I think it's going to be, the next trendy thing in the hobby.
Yeah, and I guess I've heard this before. J Rock says that there's these garbage pail likeness kids are in a few communities. Yeah, I guess there are people that are doing it in like I've heard of like a rep in the reptile community or whatever. Which
I'm not aware of.
yeah, no, I haven't seen them, but I've heard of it or
And
whatever.
as a matter of fact,
But
I went to one of the biggest reptile shows that there is last year. In hello, beautiful. Good morning. she, she just got out of bed. She doesn't want to be on camera. Oh, what I was getting at, I went to that reptile show and they had lots of stuff. Nowhere in sight did I see anything that resembled what you were doing.
well, yeah,
Guarantee you, though.
I don't know if people thought to pair them at the shows because like I want to point this out because what you were saying was I think that a strength of this is if you're a vendor, right? Every person has kids with, and maybe those kids aren't into something, but they want to buy something. My kid, every time I brought her to a swap, was looking for something to buy, just anything, just wanted to buy something. I got these sitting out there. There's gonna be a kid that's coming out, or if you're a vendor and you have a bunch of fish, but you need something to pair because what's the best way to get sales in a vending sales position is grouping sales,
Yeah.
right? You got plants, you're gonna pair them with guppies. You got, you need a pleco for that tank, or bristlenose pleco, and whatever. You need shrimp, whatever. Those group sales. This is just like one more level of that you can add to that. It's something for the kid or the collectors, all that stuff. And we know that there's a lot of collectors in this hobby. That's for sure. Cow, look up LOL cow card.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do right now.
All right.
See if
Yeah,
I can find them and
I'll be honest. This stuff is I feel like I'm becoming a glorified scrapbooker in some ways, which is kind of it's kind of funny because I'm like really getting into like card art and stuff. Because there's
Yeah.
people that just make these like sports autograph cards that are like crazily like detailed. There's a person called Deviant Art that does, if you're into Pokemon.
Oh, yeah, I've seen the DeviantArt. Yeah.
Yeah, so those 3D Pokemon cards, dude, that like they're like the cutout they're like cutout 3D renderings of cards that the chick like takes this like, dude, I can't even, it hurts my eyes thinking about it, but she must have some crazy like microscope kind of thing and like cuts these like small sections out and like does all this detailed work.
Okay, this is a company that makes them, I think. They'll customize your content or
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
owned by. So that's a production company? Like they'll produce cards for me?
I don't know. I
Or
don't know, but yeah, it's
let's see.
similar. It's it's more like Pokemon cards. But I don't know shit, right? But that's what they kind of
Oh,
remind me of because I remember my kids having them. Um, I think that's what. Here, I'll share it. What am I doing?
hmm.
I'll share it with so that people know what the hell we're looking at
Yeah, right.
because we're like, oh yeah, they're this and that, and let's see, it's this one.
And I just
Share.
shaved my beard and I am really getting used to the shape of my face now. It is bothering me. I do not like it.
See, this is why I was saying they kind of remind me of the Pokemon cards. 'Cause they had, like,
Okay.
yeah, but I'd have to take a deeper dive into them. Yeah, there it's definitely a trading card kind of setup, but it's more like cartoon. It's not necessarily. I don't see the resemblance of the garbage.
That kind of reminds me of Magic the Gathering too a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't that much of a nerd.
Yeah, dude, I'm a nerd. That's for sure. I never collected the cards. I just know about all these things. Like the only ones I used to collect when I was a kid was Yu-Gi-Oh. I didn't even get into Pokemon, and that'll tell you that I'm a super big nerd because Pokemon was the popular one, but all the nerds collected Yu-Gi-Oh. So
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I would have to pay attention to this. I don't know if they're advertising their cards or they help you make cards. That's what I'm kind of confused still, but
yeah,
it's a matter of taking a dive into it and but that's what J Rock was talking about.
for sure.
Let's
Well,
see.
very cool. Yeah, even MTG. Yeah, but
Is he explaining about it a little bit?
No,
Yeah.
no. Someone just said even MTG, which I think they're like Magic. You could make a Magic. Yeah, people were talking about a card game. I don't, dude. I don't. That is so much thinking to do. Like,
Yeah.
I'm more of just like an art person. I like. I don't know. It's kind of weird to think, but it's like I guess I'm kind of an AI artist at this point, which is it sounds, I don't know. It's a weird term, but I mean, for the most part, I guess that's what I am. I mean, I'm like using Photoshop and making art out of digital things, I guess. I don't know. It's a weird world
But
we live in.
here's the thing that I really liked about the idea of the stickers, though, because think about how many of us in the community are always asking people for stickers. I mean, we like to put them on, on our stands, our aquariums, on our doors, you name it. I mean, that's the advantage of the stickers. And I think that's what was the novelty of what you created because, yeah, a card is cool because you can keep it. Uh, but you have to find a place to store it. Or a sticker, I can put that on the surface of my laptop. I can put it on a mic stand. I can put it on the glass of my aquarium. I mean, the sticker is a lot more versatile, and that's why I love the idea of the stickers. Though, but don't get me wrong, I want to be able to have like a pristine card set that's kind of like going in a binder, and I'm going to stick it away. And then when Kyle is a multi-million-dollar rich man, I can say, yeah, I bought one of his first series that came out. But what I'm just curious, the only thing that would be like a downside is because it's such a hot item that if you're not ready to come out with it full blaze, that a bigger company goes, "Oh, this is a good idea. Let's run with this," and
Dude,
and that they have the marketing capabilities of being able to flood the market with this similar product.
and that's why I did the LLC, and I'm pushing full force on getting vendors. So if you got any of you guys are selling at a swap and you're interested to get in on this game, I want these things everywhere because I want everyone to see that if anyone else does come out with something, I was the one to do it first. Like
Have you?
at
I
least.
know. I think Aquarium Co-op has on their website a list of all the fish clubs that are that are out there
Mhm.
as a way of
Ooh.
marketing. The problem
Ooh.
with marketing, it's always going to cost you money. But reaching out to the aquarium clubs when they do have their auctions to do like a giveaway for the members and sending them like a little package and say, hey, and that I think that in itself is like good marketing because people that weren't aware that these things existed, I'm telling you, the minute that I saw them, I was like, I need them. It's not that I want them, I need them. There's plenty other things that I really do need, but I need those, and it's crazy because it just, and I know that's not, I can't be the only one that feels like that about that product. Cause even for just regular channel stickers, we'll do, just about anything to be able to get somebody's channel sticker. So, but something cool like that, that's so relatable to us that are in the hobby. They're almost like little puns that you put together, and they're really fun. It's kind of like again, I think it's the coolest thing that's happened to the hobby in quite a long time, and that's saying a lot because there's a lot of cool fish out there.
Well, thank you. Some people are talking about trademarking and copyright. I'm thinking about that. But the thing is like I don't know what it means anymore
Mm,
because it's like, all right, so I'm basically I'm not copying, but I'm basically parodying the idea of garbage pail kids. So I mean, like the idea of trademarking the Fishroom Punk name or whatever. Um, I own the business name, so no one else can claim the business name, and I have it countrywide. So I mean, it's like you cannot name your business Fishroom Punks. Past that, I don't think it really matters. I mean, people could reproduce them, and I couldn't stop that no matter what.
yeah.
Even if I trademarked, I don't have eyes everywhere. Um, I don't really know. I don't. Because I've been thinking about that. I did all my stuff through LegalZoom, which costs way more money than you could do it if you just did all the legwork yourself. But it's like stupid easy, and they took care of everything for me. So it's kind of like I'm the kind of person that I will pay for that kind of convenience, because I will never actually go down to the city hall and freaking do all of that stuff. It's like I can get,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I'll just pay the
Yeah.
company to get it done. Like
Then you get the applications and go, how the hell did I fill this out? What the hell are they asking me for? It's a convenience. I understand. I'm all for the convenience side of it, especially when it's stuff that I have no clue about.
and with LegalZoom, they do trademarking through that, so I can get that done. But I just don't know if it in the long run, like, really, what would it get me? It's like, maybe I own the name, but it's like someone will just, the name doesn't really mean crap if they have marketing and they could just start another company that's the same thing in a different name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. What do you think of that? You kind of feel the same way, or because it seems like you kind of feel the same way, but
Well, here Ed's actually telling you
let's
that
see.
it might be something
I
to
recommend chatting with a
consider.
lawyer. I really think you should consider copyright. Huh? Yeah,
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 yeah.
maybe.
I mean, well, first of all, you got to make sure you wouldn't be slapped with a copyright violation.
I've thought about it. I have thought about it. So with how close I am, there's one part of my design that I'm like I'm probably gonna, oh my god, it just probably gonna switch up, which is like the name bar is too
Uh-huh.
close. Like I don't
Oh, okay.
it's like that bothers me. But the title bar, the way they do it is it hugs their lettering, and it's always
Hmm.
straight from what I've seen. They
It
might have a
always looks
curve
like
version.
vomit.
Yeah, and exactly. So it's like I think I'm far enough away. I've seen companies like I saw a creatine company that straight up copied the Garbage Pail Kids. Oh my god, excuse me. Basically copied the Garbage Pail Kid logo and just put their name in the exact font and everything. And it's like, well, I think if anybody was going to get slapped with something, it'd probably be them, because that's like a straight up. Yeah, Brandon, dude, for real, I'm getting used to it, and I keep looking at myself, and I don't like it right now. It's something about the lighting. Like, I got
He
no
no longer
chin.
has where to run his fingers through. That's
No,
why he's
it is,
upset.
dude, for real. Like, I don't like. I feel like Ricky Bobby. Like, what do I do with my hands? But yeah, yep. So
So I know that. Do you plan on? Because it seems to me like I know your idea is to be able to sell fish that you breed and reproduce and stuff like that. But that's always a chore to try. I know you were doing plants for a while, and you saw how much work it took into being able to do that. Um, this to me seems like it's a no brainer. This is something, and you don't have to worry about packaging anything other than throwing it in the trunk of the car and taking off, and then setting up your display. And you don't have to worry about temperature, whether it's indoors or outdoors, whether there's water, power. It's just, I think it's the perfect item for all venues, you know. And even if you go to like a comic book venue, you could get away with selling that stuff there,
well,
you
dude,
know.
so right down the street from me, right down the street, and I'm talking 5 minutes away, they do a huge trading card convention. Dude, I went
Mhm.
there 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago. The week of my birthday. Um, we walk in there, dude. I mean, it was a hotel convention center, and so the first room, and it was so deceiving, man. First room is like super small, like, and I'm like, oh, this is bogus. And there's a door, and you open it up, dude, and it's just huge, just up. Like, I've never seen and obviously the trading card scene is going to be bigger because it incorporates so many different hobbies. You know what I mean? Like, there's sports, there's Pokemon, there's Magic, there's all of these things. So obviously it's going to be bigger. I've never seen a fish swap anywhere near this size. I mean, this was like a to the point where you could not walk down an aisle. I mean, you had to, like, it's like a concert, like you're pushing through like groups of people, and I don't know if everyone's spending money. I've never been on the vendor table side, but I did there to do research, and there's like no Garbage Pail Kid vendor, not one. So I'm like, okay, well, there's either a hole in the market that has not been exploited, or there is not a market for it. Like it's like one of the two. And so
I
I went
wonder
up.
if it's a generational thing though. But you see, what's cool about yours is that it's got a niche. It's got a niche that it's catered to, but you don't necessarily have to be part of the niche to think, oh, these are interesting.
Dude, I'm telling you. So when I got these made, right? Because I've been working with a printing company, and I went over there to talk physically and like kind of feel some of the textures that they had and everything to get an idea. And I had these sitting out because he had printed out some just like test samples. 2 customers walk in, and it was only 2 customers that walked in while we were talking. First guy walks up, looks over, and he's like, "What are those?" I'm like, "Oh man, it's this company I started," and I kind of explained it. And I'm telling you, the look on people's face when they see them, dude, they get very excited, and it's extremely fulfilling feeling for real. Like I did not know it was going to be received this highly.
Well, I think some of the appeal, or at least I'm going to talk about my perspective because I'm the one that's looking at them. I think to me it's nostalgia, it's niche, and it's just something new. So you combine those 3 things, you're bound to hit one of those feelings or whatever you want to call them that is going to attract people to them. You don't necessarily have to understand aquarium keeping, but you see these outlandish characters on there that just kind of draw you, and it's like, oh, this is cool. I haven't seen this before. So for me, it seems like it doesn't have boundaries. It could fit anywhere as long as people see them. They're gonna gravitate to them. So it's one of those things. Anybody in my age group is gonna automatically recognize the inspiration because it just kind of screams it. It's like, oh, those are like the cards when I was a kid. The difference is these are not babies, but they have the over the top graphics and stuff like that.
I started collecting some of them because I had to get some. I wanted to see like what I'm dealing with and everything, dude. So fun, man. So fun.
Yeah, and I actually went and tried to remember what some of the names were and stuff, and they even were kind of cheap because they're repetitive, the same image, just changed the name on a lot of them.
Dude,
I was like, oh, that's kind of cheating.
my daughter, dude. So I showed her all the cards because I opened up a few packs of them and I handed to her, and she's like, looking through, and then she like pulls out and she's like, these 2 are the same. They're just different. Like it's literally the exact same like image. They just like changed out like a robot for a human or something. Basically, it's like, yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, but yeah, I like I said, I think it's, and what's cool about this is what you were alluding to. I mean, the media that you print this on gives you a lot of opportunities because maybe somebody's not into collecting necessarily cards, but you put that media on a t-shirt, and now all of a sudden it's kind of like, oh, I can get it on a t-shirt, I can wear that. There'll be people that'll be like, well, I like a mug, and you could eventually. So these are all avenues that are potential avenues for you down the road, depending on how this evolves and succeeds, which is going to succeed. I have no doubt about it. I think your biggest problem is going to be keeping up with demand. I think that's where once this starts really hitting out there and it starts getting exposed, I think this first exposure with an event that is happening up there in LA, you're going to find yourself very quickly that you're going to have to find a reliable source that's going to be able to pump this stuff out. Because that's good. That's the only thing that I see that is going to limit you is the fact that you can't get these out there quick enough.
Yeah, I'm like refining my processes of like how I could produce them faster, but it's to the point where it's like it might just be more beneficial to get it done. Problem is though, is when you order these things, they are always ordered by design. So it's like you can't like if I want to run a 500 stickers, I can't split that up between like 10 different designs. But hold on, I gotta answer this. So just one more fish. If you would like to be a vendor, email me at outsideinAquatics@gmail.com. It's just all one word, outsideinaquatics@gmail.com. That's the website too, outsideinaquatics.com. But yeah, send me an email and we will work out a deal for you. I am going to have to keep a list of vendors at certain locations. So it's going to have to be like one vendor per swap. And if you want to give up your vendor spot, it'd be really cool if you hand over the vendor display, but it's priced at a point where I'm not worried about losing the displays. It just is what it is. So I won't lose money off of one order. Basically, is what I'm.
I think you need to price in the cost of the displays into.
No, exactly. Everything's wrapped into where I'm not going to lose money, and it's going to keep. I think everything will be padded for everybody. So because I don't want anyone to get into this and shit, dude. I can't guarantee that these will sell at a place. I've been the one that have sold them as a vendor, and I know I can sell them, but I don't know if people buy them because I'm a freaking born salesperson or what.
I think you experiencing two customers who don't know who you are, who don't know what you're doing, and it just automatically drew them in. That's a good indication of you have a good product. It's one of those things where you didn't have to say anything about it. They don't, but just the fact, because they are really that like, oh, that is so cool. They have that novelty factor because nobody's really seen them. And so I have no doubt that you're sitting on a very successful project. I think my only concerns is making sure that you're able to be successful, not because of the quality of the product, but because you can't get the product out there, fast enough. Because once the demand starts coming in, it's going to come in. But there's always that factor too, where they kind of become a little bit more valuable because they're harder to get. It's kind of one of those things too. But I'd hate for you to find out the hard way that that's not the case. I'd rather you be able to supply the stuff.
If after this weekend I get like 20 orders of full, because the way it is if you're looking to be a vendor, I guess I could just explain this now. It's a really easy place.
Yeah, why don't you? That's what we're here for.
So basically, what you do is you'll get this. There's going to be a minimum order quantity of mystery packs. That's the only available wholesale item right now. Me and my lady, we talk about the business and everything, and like what we're doing. At one point, if a certain vendor is getting to a point where they are selling a lot and they can prove that maybe at that point I would allow them to start selling the series as well. But it's only the mystery packs are wholesaled. They're packed up like, basically it's just like this, but it says mystery 5-pack. On the back it has a QR code for the website. So the idea is to hopefully drive the website for the complete series sets. But like I said, if you're a vendor and you try it and it's like really blowing up, and I'm gonna want to get you to be able to sell everything then. But it's a program I'm rolling out, so I got to take it piece by piece here. So we're just doing the mystery pack wholesales for now. Basically, you get those at like 50% discount. I sell them at $4 a piece. You can buy them at $2 a piece. I'll probably get tiered pricing too, but right now it's just $2 a piece. If you wanted to buy a certain amount and it was like a super large amount, I'd probably cut you a price deal, but I wouldn't even suggest doing that at this point. I would just say, let's get you set up with which we could talk about an email or whatever, but we'll get you set up with like a base amount of them, and then go from there. And at the very least, on your first order, if you end up not wanting to complete with it, I still would make money. You can keep the freaking display and you have a pegboard display. Like at the very least.
I got a question regarding the wholesale. What do you consider, after what quantity is the minimum quantity that somebody has to buy to be considered a wholesale sale?
So, all right. I'm hesitant to talk about that right now because the people that I've had, the first guy, I set a deal for him just because it was like literally, he's like, I have a swap this weekend. I need to get this. Like, I just need these. And so I hustled my ass off to get that set up. And hopefully it should be to his place today, which is why when you told me that yours wasn't there yet, I was like, why isn't yours there yet? Because I shipped this guy's out like freaking 3 or 4 days after yours.
I'm all the way on the other side of the country too.
But he is too.
Oh, that's right. For the coastal. Yeah. And he probably ordered them before. It's because you like him better than me. So that's okay. I understand.
Well, I did also, I paid for the UPS overnight too, because I'm like, I need, like, it's a big, he paid a decent amount of money. I mean, it's, so I wanted to make sure it gets to him.
I think he's going to do really well. I would be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he sells out. Let me put it to you like that, because it has that visceral reaction when you see them. It's kind of like, oh shit, this is really cool, and they're priced perfectly fine where it's not gonna break you. I mean, we spend more than $4 or $5 on a coffee anyways, so it's one of those things where it's like, and it's gonna be mostly adults at these events, so. And you're already looking to spend money. You might not find the fish you like, but you're going to see something that you don't have and you're going to want. So it's like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah. And you could charge $5 even too. You could charge more than the 4. I sell them $4. I would
recommend against that. I think you should set the pricing on that and have control over that, because
so far I have. Like for the 2 people that I said, I'm like, I sell them for $2, sell them at $4. So the main guy that really got me like hyped up about this was the dude. You guys have met his son, Benny. I had him on the live stream.
Okay,
kid. His dad, when I brought these things in, I literally, that dude hyped me up so much, man. He's like, dude, you have something here. He's like, you need to like dig into this, like do it. And that was like really what started the whole thing, was seeing his reaction. And then he got like a hype train started. So there was like people that kind of just like started coming by, and then everybody, when I was selling these stickers, one of the last, actually I think it was the last fish swap I ever sold at, because I stopped doing, like, we were talking about that, the plants and the fish and everything. I stopped doing the swaps. I still sell from home, so I'll advertise on Facebook and everything. And the only way I do stuff is people just come by and they just grab their order. So I'll just go into and I just bring it out, and I bring it out to them. No one comes in my place, because obviously my fish room's right in my freaking kitchen. I'm not having some rando come into to the kitchen. But that's so I do still do that, not as much. But the last swap was really when this took off, and I think that was one of the things that was like, oh yeah, I could probably start doing this. And I probably should. And that was really when I started like leaning into it and like figuring everything out, which, if anyone is building a website and needs some advice, I could probably give you a little bit of advice. So freaking reach out too, because that is a headache of a thing. Don't build a Square site. Just go for Shopify. For real.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, it's just one of those things. I mean, and here's the other thing, because I know you struggle with the fact that you're super busy trying to create this product, and that's really a time consumer, because you not only do you have the stuff that you're already created, but you're constantly having to create new items, and you're trying to also keep up a YouTube channel and stuff like that. But I'm going to tell you, as much as I hate to say this, your product is your priority right now. So if you don't have time to live stream and you don't have time to do that, I will understand, because you're out there working on something. And I'm pretty sure just about everybody else would too. It'd be cool though if you had an update once in a while. You would kind of like, oh, this is what's out and currently and stuff like that. But I would never hold that against you, because that means you're on the road to success. You're so busy that you're just hustling, and there's only so many hours in a day that could allow you to hustle. And carrying a full-time job and trying to do a full-time vending product, this could go by the wayside, and it wouldn't be. I know I personally wouldn't hold it against you. That just means to me that you're on your way to success, and man, that would make me super ecstatic. My hope is 3 years from now, you're on Shark Tank trying to sell your product.
I swear on my life, man. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, I never thought I'd be like doing a business, but I'm like building a business, and then like I was like, wow, I feel like one of those people on Shark Tank that's like looking for, I'm like, I need some sort of angel investor here. Like, let's
Yeah,
blow this thing
because
up.
and like I said, it's just so marketable across the board. There isn't, although you're trying to create them, for the fish hobby, obviously. But I think it's not necessarily limited just to that. It's just because it's like any of these other trading cards, garbage pail kids. That what were they trade? I mean, there isn't necessarily a niche other than you like gross stuff, because I remember they were so over the top with being grotesque, and that was the appeal. And it didn't matter if you weren't into like horror movies and stuff like that. It's just you thought that was something that would shock your parents that you're collecting. This not necessarily shocking, but it's appealing. It's just one of those things where it's like, oh, this is the new shiny thing that's out there. Let me let me take a look at it. And so
That, that is something I'm curious about. Do you guys like the ones that are more intense and
it doesn't
more
matter.
gross?
It's
You
good
don't, it
that you
doesn't?
have such a, and I love the fact that you're not stuck in one stylistic artist rendition. You have some that are a little bit more polished. You have some that are just more like a garbage pail kit, and then you have some that are more like a cartoon. I mean, I just like it that it's so different, and
Oh,
it
if you like different art, guys, you are really, 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 really going to like what's coming up. I'm telling you guys. I'm like I'm horrible at keeping secrets. It's like so hard.
Yeah, you're kind of like me. I always gotta, especially when it's good news. You just gotta.
Yeah,
I can't. I
it's
can't hold on to that. I don't want you to. I don't like burden people with bad shit, because we all have it in our lives. But when it's good stuff that's happening, man, I got to make it public. Because it's just one of those things. Especially when it's like something or someone like in this case you. It's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, this has got to work. It's got to work. It's just too good and afraid not to work. And my question to you is, do you foresee yourself trying to get out to more of some of the bigger events and be as a vendor? Um,
so I think that I would really do myself a disservice not doing it. Um, it's hard because it's like some of those events, like, dude, all the big ones are. I mean, it's like either a really big road trip or at least a plane ticket, and I've never been on a plane, and so that's a hard pill to swallow. And especially with our airlines track record lately, I don't know if it's necessarily the time that I want to start flying. So I don't know. I definitely think I'm gonna probably be hitting. So like Benny is gonna be selling the cards at the Fins and Feathers. He's gonna be my local vendor for the most part, so I won't really have to hit any of the local swaps as much. I might do like one. I probably am gonna try to do one of those trading card vendor swaps. Just
okay,
because I think it's.
I'm
I think
I'm
it'll
going to
be.
stop you right there,
Oh,
and
okay.
this is why. This is
All
why
right.
I think you need to be the forefront of this. To the local stuff that you're at, you have to be directly tied to these cards, because one, it's your creation, but two, your personality, your enthusiasm is what really sells them. It's there's that connection with the customer and the producer of the product. And as a consumer, whenever you get an opportunity to connect with who's pushing it, that creates like a loyal clientele base. It's cool. People are going to buy it just on its own because it's that cool factor. But as a consumer, as me going up, if I had the opportunity to physically buy these from you and hear your story about them, just makes it even more personal. So don't limit yourself to not being, especially in your local areas. I understand not being able to get out to the big events right now, but that doesn't mean that a year or two from now, where this is starting to generate some buzz and some revenue, um, that you can't get out to it. And then it becomes the creator of is going to be at our event. And if it gets to that point, you're a guest. So you're not having to pay for your way there. And so don't miss on that opportunity to create your loyal customer base locally, because they're the ones that are going to sell you the most. The ones that have that personal, my personal connection to you is not that I physically met you, but we've talked. You've been a guest on my live stream. That automatically created a connection between you and me. Now that I know that you're creating this, and I, even if I didn't know you, this is a product that I think I still would be 100% behind, because I just like the cool factor out of it. The fact that I know who you are and I know you makes it that much more special. So don't miss out on that opportunity whenever you can get out. And it doesn't matter if it's a small event or whatever. Uh, it's a grind. It's going to be a sacrifice. It's going to be a family sacrifice to be able to get this off the ground. But I can see that Maya is 100% behind you, which that in itself is the road to success. When you don't have to fight your family on a dream that you're trying to accomplish, man, that makes the impossible possible, because now you have a whole team behind you of moral support that understands how important this is to you, and they can see the big picture, which a lot of families don't, are not, uh have that ability. And I think that that dude, you're sitting, I mean, you're prime for picking right now, man. It's one of those things where, like I said, there's a lot of stuff out here that comes out every year. None of it has generated the kind of buzz that is generated for me like what you're doing now. And I love the fact that you're a good guy. You're very charismatic. um you just have all these incredible elements that make it that much special. It's one of those things where it even gives me a little bit of goosebumps knowing that it's a good guy that this is happening to.
Thanks, man. I really don't know what to say. I've said it so many times, man. I don't know what I did to deserve the amount of support I've gotten from you guys, for real.
Well,
Um,
I'll tell you what you did. You've been true to yourself. You're honest. You're sincere. You're a sincere person. You're not putting up a front. You're not pretending to be something that you're not. It's what I've always said. It's the easiest thing to be is to be yourself. Um, Especially when it comes to doing this stuff. I mean, if you can't be yourself, then how are people going to believe who you are? And you've always come across as genuinely being who you are, faults and all, accomplishments and misses. It doesn't matter. Kyle's Kyle. You know what you're getting every time Kyle comes in. You know exactly who you're getting. You're hardworking, obviously, because not only are you carrying on a full time, you're working for your family. Now you're investing all this time to do something, which is apparently is one of your passions. It's a passion that you didn't realize you had, and you just kind of stumbled upon, which is the best thing to happen, because then it doesn't seem like work. It's kind of like fun and play and all the things we all wish we had when we're trying to create a business or trying to do something that we would consider success. So I get so excited seeing you excited and seeing that. I mean, because you don't pretend to be something that you're not, so you're really easy to read. And when you get excited about something, it just comes through just like that. It's not you trying to generate some excitement. It's not none of that. You're not selling me snake oil. It's when I see Kyle, I get Kyle 100% of the time. And that, I think, is what really appeals too. It's we all wish success on all of us, but when we see somebody that's getting ahead in the race, how can you not pull for them? How can you not sing their praises? Because I think we all wish we could have that. So I don't know. I'm sorry.
nah, dude. I gotta say what you just said about me is it means a lot. It's also, I'll break it up a little bit. I think it's also kind of funny, right? Because as a kid, my dad always used to say, like, you can read Kyle by his face. Like he just wears it. And I mean, so much of who I am now, it I'm not trying to, I don't want to bring this in. It's not negative, but it's what it fostered a lot of the change in my life really fast. And I mean, I guess it's in it's kind of along the lines of like what we're going through like right now. Like we recently just lost somebody, right? My whole life changed like a few years back. I like literally, I'm just feeling emotional, so I'm just kind of leaning into this right now because it's a story I've always wanted to tell. And I might have alluded to it a couple times, but so I lost my little brother like about 5 years ago. I was working a job at a roller rink that me and my buddy had. I mean, dude, I missed every family party. I missed everything for 4 or 5 years just building up this business, man. It's the reason I know how I'm doing right now, how to do the LLC, all that stuff. It's all of that effort that I put in. It's just all of these years of effort. Well, I lost him, and it was something changed with me like real fast. Everything changed like in a year. I mean, I quit my job. I changed everything. Like there was not one aspect of my life that was the same after that. And I really do think that I'm channeling my little brother's energy because it's like he was a natural artist. I mean, if he was around, he'd be doing the physical art for these cards. He was a drawer. He was obsessed with animals. Before he left, he was originally trying to be a vet. It didn't work out, and then he was going into like nursing, and it was just we all just didn't ever see it working out. But it was just I didn't think it was what it was. He was too sensitive of a dude, and dude, I'm telling you, man, stuff like that it just fosters this just unbelievable desire for just doing something, getting everything out of life. And we kind of mentioned a little bit of that in the beginning. Like when loss happens, it really just cuts out like what the fuck is real in life. It points out like what do you care about, and it's so cheesy. It's like family, obviously, friends, obviously, and you guys really built up the friendship. I'm not good at not good at keeping friendships and building up relationships. I'm not good with like emotion a lot. And dude, like, I mean, coming in the chats, and I mean, Jeff Kane always freaking saying hi to me when I first started hanging out with you guys. And it was just like this community, dude, that was something I didn't know how much I needed. I did not know it. And, that is, I mean, that's how I basically got to where I'm at right now, man. Building back from like freaking just, I was a feral animal like 5-6 years ago compared to who I am now. I don't know how to describe it. You guys wouldn't have recognized me. Yeah, dude. And so I'm glad I finally got to tell that story because it sounds like it's like almost like a cop out because it sounds so like it's like oh like in everyone like always says like there's these things that happen when you go through loss. It's so fucking real, dude. Like everything changed. Like the way I viewed life, what I cared about, the reasonings, like the drive I had for certain things, and like doing this, just throwing myself full into it because it's like why not? Like why would I not? Because it's like all we got is time, man. And I'm gonna spend. Life's about how you spend it, and spending time with you guys and spending time on this is it's added so much value, man. So much value. I literally look forward to waking up in the mornings nowadays, and that wasn't always the story. So for real.
I got a big old knot in my throat. I can't even speak. I'm still trying to put myself together, but let me see. Let's work through this because we gotta get past this.
Yeah, no, dude, it's
yeah. I'm guilty of carrying my emotions on my sleeve. I don't hold back. What the hell's going on? Come on.
I do not.
Okay, let me.
Dude,
Okay, so
yeah.
let's. I got to move past this, or else I'm not going to be able to talk, and I don't want that to happen, and I don't want this to end on something like this. But
yeah.
as far as looking down the future, um, any possibilities of you getting out to? Wow, the problem is Chicago went away from you because that
Dude,
would have been
I would have been
a
there.
great opportunity. I know it would have been an
Yeah.
upfront cost to be able to buy a table or a booth. But maybe just by being able to get out through a wholesaler, through a wholesaler to go to the ones that are going to be happening nowadays, I think that would be a big benefit. At least you start getting the awareness that the product is out there. So I just it's if I'm this excited, I can only imagine how excited you must be because it is so cool. I mean, it's one of those things that is it's life changing, really. If this really hits like I think it's gonna hit, it's what the stories you remember about,
Dude.
and the stories you hear that are out there that happen, to people all the time. So, it would be amazing. And I think you're onto something, but I still would love you to have the opportunity to be the face of the product, to be out there. Maybe this year your way to be able to get out there is through wholesale vendors, and hopefully, God willing, this time next year, you'll be in a position where, hell, you might be able to. They take off so well at these events that you might be asked to come in as a guest speaker. Well, why not? Because it is an inspiring story, for people that are looking.
I will tell you guys. So I went to that Zuze store on the weekend of my birthday, right? That had all those live food cultures. Now the lady that owns that store, runs into Coral Fish 12G all the time. The guy that runs Aquashella. Well, she gave him my stickers, and he said that he's going to reach out to me. I don't know if it's going to happen or when it'll happen. If it will, we'll see. But so that it's a possibility. It'd be really interesting, and with the amount of freaking, like, my name is all over the internet, dude. Like, if you like, when you Google Fishroom Punks, it's just like videos.
But that's because of the pictures of you and Brendan. That's not
exactly because you guys all freaking doing those unboxing and stuff. It's helped the SEO like an insane amount. Like, just getting all of that out there, and yeah, so yeah, I think the chat, there's a lot of levels to this. So it's like my own personal job is I'm not going to say in the way, but it is in the way of personal life and everything, because of the timing of everything. Is like, dude, working nights and trying to do all this stuff. It's like in the morning I have like 3 hours of like hustle. I gotta like make stickers, do something. I get home like 11:30 at night. Sometimes I even like cut and make stickers that time at night too. Or I'm doing like test runs of like prototyping for stuff that's coming up for this trading card stuff. I think once Maya gets a full-time job, I may be making a career change, as far as like bringing it more local too, because like, dude, I bought this car. I was talking about this on my live. I bought this car freaking 2-3 months ago. I already got almost 8,000 miles on it. I mean, like, it's 500 miles a week is what I'm putting on my car. And for a brand new car, dude, I'm like, I'm going to lose that freaking warranty in like 2 or 3 years, because it only goes to like 100,000. And so then, it's just all that stuff. And it makes all that. So if once that gets changed, I have a certain number that if I were to reach this number in the Fishroom Punks account, it might motivate me to be able to step away from a job for a little bit and like torpedo like into like doing something big for Fishroom Punks. I don't know whether that be like a tour of big swaps for a few months or something, trying to do something like that, or talking to stores once I have enough of a name to maybe get it into a bunch of stores. Would my goal? That's my goal was originally before I thought of the wholesale vendor situation was originally to get into a fish store. Like I want these in a fish store because I think that this sitting on a counter would sell. And I think for a fish store, a non-expirable good is actually really important because it's something that you can have, and if it doesn't necessarily go bad, it's not going to expire. It'll sit there for a little while. You don't have to worry about it, and it can add a little bit of profit to your situation. And if it's a store and I'm dropping it off-handed to them, I could sell it at even cheaper than what I could sell shipping it to people. So
Yeah, you know, now that you mentioned store, I hadn't even thought about that, but I got a friend of mine in the Phoenix area. I was supposed to go up there on Saturday, um, for the event that they're having. I'm thinking hopefully these come in before Saturday because I'm gonna grab them and I'm gonna take them to them. Now that you said that you want stores selling this stuff, I gotta put them in the store. They have to go in there, and not only will it help them drive traffic in there, like you said, it's not something that is he can put that up at the register.
and there I have hang tags and stuff. Oh shit, wrong camera. I have hang tags and everything, so they could be added to an existing display, and I could just make up a sign for it or something. You know, I mean, just yeah. But I had wanted to give something, so a store had to do basically nothing to set it up. You know what I mean? Like I just want to hand it to them, and they just freaking boop, pop it up, hang some stuff up there, and it's super easy because I know the more steps between that and getting set up is less chance of it happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm laughing because I just realized something. I didn't realize she had two cameras going, and one of
Oh
them's focused on the cards, and the other one is you. And,
no, just one camera.
Oh, okay.
I went to my laptop camera like I was using that, and I'm like, I'm an idiot,
Okay.
dude, because I keep staring over here,
No,
but the camera's here.
I thought for some reason I thought the bottom part was a different camera right now.
Oh, it does look like it because it's like that.
Yeah.
Clean cut.
Yep.
No, it's just,
I was like,
my
oh,
desk.
he had me fooled all this time. I thought it was his desktop, but it is. Yeah, no, but yeah, I think, man, like I said, I'm super excited for you. Man, it's just fun. It's fun. It's fun to be uh witnessing something like that. So, you know,
Yeah.
I just don't think it could have happened to a nicer person though. So, you know, the best thing we can do is support you by if we believe in your product to buy it, promote it. Like I said, the most successful products out there, a lot of it is just word of mouth driven. And but like I said, I you're onto something. It, I understand the wholesale side of it because it's a lot easier to ship something somewhere that somebody's willing to sell. But I still believe that at some point you got to get in front of this. You have to be the person.
I think part of the chess moves, right? So I'll get my career situation figured out once I'm in a more comfortable position there. If I have like maybe a few months or a year of wholesaling these, and so many people have seen them to that point where I can come out and do a tour of, like you said, like hey, the creator of Fishroom Punks is here. Maybe there's enough of a name to where it's actually a draw. Dude, I mean, like the vendor guy, I sent him like an actual, like an autograph because he like wanted to freaking auction it off at the freaking the thing, and it's like I'll tell you what, that was I have issues with being confident, but at the same time I'm a pretty egotistical person. Like I do think like I like credit and stuff. Like I like being at the center of attention and stuff. I guess yeah. So that kind of thing, I was like, that made me feel pretty fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie.
So now with the people that you're looking for wholesale, obviously, is there any special requirements for somebody that might be interested in wholesaling? Do they have to provide a venue where these are going to be sold, or you could care less as long as they buy them? What's going on with that?
Good question, because not everyone is gonna sell at swaps like all the time. Like they might do like a one-off thing. I need at least a picture of you vending at a swap. So I need you in front of your table, and then I need a list of a vendor list. So like you need to send me a like a website for your local club that has you on a vendor list. And I think that's like the best way for me to whatchamacallit, keep that legit, I guess. I don't know. Because most people that are selling at these vendors, they don't have an EIN, so I'm not gonna ask for that. I'm not gonna do any of that stuff. It's more of just like that's why I have it priced at, if this is a one-off deal and you just end up with this freaking pegboard display, that I'm still gonna make money and it's fine for me. And that's why the QR codes are paired with it. So when they're sold out, least attraction is getting pushed back to the website. But if it's a person that is continually selling, like I was saying, like if a vendor is like, placing a couple orders, at that point, I know they're a consistent vendor, and then they can be more of a, don't want to be a negative Nancy, but
yeah, I guess he's just kind of wondering what they are. I'm under the, yeah, I guess we never really talked about, we know the product, but you haven't really showed the product and what it is. And it's in its second iteration now, because originally started out as collectible stickers. That's really what they are.
Yeah. And sorry.
Go ahead. No, it's your product. Take it away.
Yeah, they always will be collectible stickers. So I forgot to say this too, because Jay had mentioned this earlier. Nanotank. So basically, up until this point, they've been sold as series, right? So full series, they're stickers, right?
How many stickers in a series?
8 stickers. First 2 series have 9, which is a pain in the ass. So I'm not gonna lie, those series are gonna get changed up, and one of those stickers is gonna get removed from each series because I need it to be 8. Everything needs to be 8. The 9 series makes it very, very awkward to print and keep track of everything. So I'm gonna have to adjust those series, but those stickers aren't gonna get removed. I'll explain it. And so basically, the series comes as stickers right now. So the way this is going in the future, right? At least for this next series, we'll see how popular these trading cards are. Trading cards. I have a run of these. There's
let me get you on the solo image, because I want people to really see what we're talking about. There we go.
Okay, so I got my garbage pail kids in here. So I have a couple bogus versions in here that I don't want to show off because those aren't actual prototypes. All right, so for the way this is going from now on, these will be the trading card releases, right?
Yeah.
These aren't the designs that are chosen. The ones that are chosen, there's like 4, I think, that are already released stickers. One is a sticker that's got a revamped background, because a few of the first stickers that I released just didn't have a really cool background. This isn't a great example, but the background was like really plain on a few of the first stickers. So I just kind of did a revamped version of one of the new ones. Now, all of the ones that get released as trading cards will be paired with stickers, but everything's going to be a mystery pack from here on out. All right. Okay. The complete series.
Shit, then I don't want to open those.
What's up?
I don't want to open mine then.
Yeah, no, like these will still be sold. Like you'll still be able to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, but every new sticker from here on out is only accessible through mystery packs, right? The cards are going to be paired with their matching sticker. So if you were to get an overtly overstocked Oscar trading card, you'll get the sticker with it too, because I don't want to alienate the people that have been building up that collection. It would be bogus to just cut, from that. So everything will still get their sticker, but it's going to be, all the new ones will just be released with mystery packs. Now, the trading cards are insanely expensive to get ran. So I don't know how often I'll be adding to those runs. I had to do a bulk of 10 designs right off the bat, which made it really expensive. But from here on out, I could probably add 2 designs every now and then. So what you need to realize is the earlier you buy this release, the faster and the best chances you have to get the new stickers. Does that make sense? Because you'll have these 10, and then it's just going to keep on getting bigger and bigger. So I'm going to release 10, and then eventually I'll release another 2, and then there'll be 12 stickers that you have chances of getting. And there's going to be 15 stickers you have chances of getting, and then 20 stickers you have chances of getting, all in that mystery pack. Until and past that point, I actually don't have a plan of how I'm going to be releasing and stuff. But for right now, and everything is going to actually have statistics this time too, because I'm getting set orders. The cards keep me limited, so I have 950 blank, or not blank. Almost just dropped a little bit of info there. If you're listening and paying attention, you might learn something. I have 950 cards being printed out of different various types. Those that, like I said, that keeps me limited. So like I'm going to be releasing a set amount of each design. And when that release happens, it'll have statistics. So you'll actually know your chances of getting certain art, which I think is like, up until this point, it's been really random. And it's like, there was no chance versions of anything. Like it was like if you bought 1, 2, 3, 4, you had all the stickers. And there's a couple that are in the mystery packs that are that weren't in these series, but there hasn't been like statistics. And I feel like there's no drive to really buy the mystery packs unless you're someone that's never bought a sticker. So that's, I want people to be able to, like, I don't know, get that feeling of discovery instead of knowing exactly what you're getting. Because I feel like that's kind of missing from it.
No, okay.
You know what I mean? Because like you buy the 4 and it's cool to be able to get them all, but you don't have any of the, what am I getting?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know exactly what you're getting. And I think that this next series.
Well, for consumers like me, I kind of like knowing what I'm getting at.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that and there might be different ways of looking at that.
Yeah.
Because it's like with Garbage Pail Kids, you could never just buy every design.
Yeah.
You had to keep buying multiple packs to get them all and everything, which I guess is kind of some of the marketing scheme in a way. It's like almost that addiction factor. But I'm doing a lot of like customer experience things. That's why I started buying some of the mystery. Like I bought Garbage Pail Kids for myself, and I wanted to really understand, like when I opened it, what was I looking for? Because that's like it's a weird thing to, like, it's important. Like when you're saying like your personal customer experience, I don't know how to experience that. I'm losing touch with how special some of the designs are because I've seen them so much. Like it's like I look at them, I'm just like, oh my God, do people still think these are cool? It's like I've seen the same thing so many freaking times, you know what I mean? But it's like, that's why I'm trying to curate that experience of like, yeah, I don't know. When I open these up, I opened up Garbage Pail Kids. This is one of my favorites. It was Cherry Bomb. And it's just like freaking, it's just like ridiculous, you know? It's like, and I didn't know what I was getting. So it came out, and then like I got this one. It was like the holographic refractor. So I'm working on a better version of holographic.
Yeah, I saw the one that you had done on your shorts and stuff. That's, those are all the hooks. Those are all the hooks that keep people coming back. You could have the same thing, but because this design, it's like Hot Wheels. It's kind of like, a Trans Am's a Trans Am, but do you have the Trans Am with this color scheme, or do you have the one that that's how you continue to grow the business. That's smart that you're thinking about that.
And this
one of the things that I've always wanted to know, before I forget, because I know you have done some content creators. How has the response been from the persons themselves? The ones that you took inspiration on and decided to do them into a trading card without letting them know, because I think that was the deal, right? You made those without their awareness of the fact that they existed.
Yes. So I'll be honest. I'm a little bit of a trouble starter. All right, a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to see who was cool, so I was baiting people to see if there was anyone that complained. No one complained. I was surprised.
But have you had any feedback from them saying, "Hey"?
No, hold on. I'm getting to that. So this one haven't gotten any feedback from. I'm not gonna lie. Father Fish isn't like, I'm not like a big Father Fish guy or anything. Like, I never really watched his videos. One of my favorite stickers I've ever made. I fucking love the sticker. Like, it's so ridiculous, and it's like, it's one of my favorites. But don't know anything about this. I know Stefan loved his. I think Zen liked hers. I know Jeff loves his. That's his profile picture for everything now. Love it. I think Stephen P liked his. I think so. This is also one of my favorites too. This one took me hours. I don't even know if you guys could tell. Everything in there is his art besides for the What the Fish logo. All of those are all What the Fish drawings. All the plants are layered. All the fish, like everything is just like, he gave me all this art and I was just like cutting it out and putting it together. There is probably like 40 layers in that Canva. If you've ever used Canva, there's like literally 40 layers in that one image. Insane, dude. It was so, and I did it on my phone with touchscreen, dude. Like, I mean, like, I was shaking. Like, Prime Time. This one was probably one of the most fun releases, dude. So he didn't even know, right? So me and Joanna were talking at some of the swaps, and she's like, "Oh my god, how do I get a hold of those stickers?" She ordered them, and I go up to him at the table, or I go up to her at the table when I got her order, and I was like, "Oh hey, how did everything get to you?" And she's like, "Shh," and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, she was trying to surprise him. I didn't know it was a surprise, so I almost ruined it. And so she like released it like on their live stream. I don't know if you saw it or whatever. It was like she had put it out live. He loves it. He loves it. So he's definitely stoked. And I think Stan Pittman liked his too, so that's cool. And Corey also actually shouted me out on one of his live streams as well. On and I think he likes it too. We'll see if we can get this done. But I actually reached out to him on the Into the Mall podcast and commented, and I was wondering if he wanted a wholesale order of them. And he actually said that he was going to talk to the crew to see if they could get it to a position to where it actually could be, because it needs to be like UPC'd and everything, which I can make all that happen. So if you see this, Corey, I can get those UPCs on there.
I don't think he watches my live stream. So
what'd you say?
I don't think he watches my live stream. So
probably not, but maybe not. I don't think he watches. I think he watches.
But we could clip that and make it a short so that he's aware.
Let's get it out there, man. But and I can't say anything more. Never mind. I was gonna say something else, but
no. But here's a follow up question to that. Now that this is getting out there and it's getting a little bit of circulation, have you had any of the bigger content creators go, "Hey, I'd be interested in you doing one for me"?
Dude,
has that happened yet?
Not any like big creators necessarily, but when I dropped the notice about like me getting the LLC and like making that announcement on my Facebook, I had 3 people that day reach out, and they were like stores and different people, and they're like, "Hey, how much can I pay to get this project done?" And I was like, "What do you mean project?" And they're like, "I want a sticker." And I'm like, I don't have that option yet, because that is like, dude, I think I'd be able to quit my job today if I started doing that. I'm telling you, people want them all the time. The problem is like it takes a lot of time to get it done for specific people. And like, all right, so actually Mel was in the chat, and I keep forgetting to bring this up. It's like, I have her sticker made now because she was the last member, the member sticker. I have it. I'm holding on to it because I have like one specific issue, which is there's like, I can get people's faces pretty decent, right? Because people's faces, for the most part, if they're cartooned, there's a lot of leeway, you know. Fish, though, not so much. And doing specific fish is really hard. Like some fish, it's pretty good at. If you do scientific names, it's pretty good at. But then getting it to like, so the Mel, are you still here? Comment, and I'll show you your sticker if you want to see it. Because I'm not going to be able to stream for a while.
I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. Here's where maybe you don't have to struggle, because I think I know where you're going with this. I'm just kind of picking up what you're dropping.
Yeah.
But as far as the fish, I think even a cartoon version of it that doesn't necessarily really look like it, but we just even color schemes, you can pick up on what it is. And for the non-fish keeper that comes across it's going to be irrelevant. I mean, if it's cool, it's cool, So I wouldn't get so hung up on trying to create the perfect cartoon of a specific fish. But I get it. With some people, a certain fish is more associated with them, so it kind of becomes part of who they are. And I know you're trying to capture that, but yeah, I wouldn't get too hung up on that. I think I think a close enough for most of us would pick up on it, especially if we know the person. If we watch the person, we know what they're about. We know what kind of things they're into. It's just an automatic where you go, oh no, okay, I know what that is. A list of the body or the colors of the fish is totally on the opposite spectrum of what it really looks like. Most people wouldn't put one and two together.
The one that I did for her, I can't show it off unless she's here because I want her to be part of it.
No, leave that. But you gotta keep some little mystery and secrets out there. You can't just be always showing how the sauce is made.
Yeah, no. This one is a member sticker, so it's gonna get released no matter what. But and the next time I'm gonna be able to stream, because this weekend we're actually all going to Quad City. All the people that are like local out here. It's like a swap in Iowa, so we're all meeting up.
You are setting up a vending stand there, right?
No. Oh, you know what? Foxy had asked about that earlier, and I am not vending at that one. I have not vended there, and I don't know the people that run that swap yet. So I have not felt comfortable.
Anybody in the chat, anybody that knows who's on the board of that event, send that information to Kyle, because we need to get Kyle out there vending at that event.
Yeah, it's a huge event, and I know that'd be a good one for sure. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, if you like Jorge said, if you guys know anybody that runs that event, and or I could do a little bit of research. It's just I haven't gotten around to that one.
It's never stops to surprise me how well connected a lot of the people are in the community, that they, instead of you having around in circles, they could just directly probably link you with somebody that can make a decision and go, all right, here's the situation. Word of mouth. It's who you know, not what you know, that'll get you to get that success. Okay, here's a response. You see, I knew somebody was gonna come through.
Sweet.
Let's see if Roxy or Brian have a contact for you, and hopefully they can reach out, and they can make this happen with their help. Because you can't let these opportunities slip by. I mean, you got to do whatever you can, especially if it's a pretty big event within what I always consider driving distance for me, but everybody's different. I'm willing to drive 12 hours to get to an event, especially if I'm going to do something at the event, because then it's business. Then it's business, and I would have no problems. Hell, what am I saying? I'd drive to Texas. That's more than 12 hours. And so, yeah, I don't have a problem with probably drive. If I can get there in one long day of driving, whether it's like 16 or 18 hours, I'll do it. Anything further than that, it's going to require a plane trip. And but I keep telling my wife, I keep dropping subtle hints that I want to get one of those little, like the bus RVs, like the ones that look like delivery trucks, and that are little RVs. They're just basically two people RVs. And I said, I want to get that as a purchase. And one of the things that I want to do is be able to drive out. And I love with Kenny E did once, where he drove out from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast for an event. And I might think it might be the Keystone Clash the first year they had it. I'm not sure yet. I'm not really sure about that. But all along the way, he was able to make stops not only at stores, but at also some of the other hobbyists that welcomed him in. And he did Fishroom tours. That would be like the ultimate road trip for me. Yeah. And being in a little self-contained home on wheels is probably the best way to do it, because you don't have to worry about somebody putting you up. As long as they can allow you to use their driveway or their property where you could just park and spend the night, I think that would work out perfect.
Now that, yeah, I can almost see me doing a version of that, but like almost like the Grateful Dead freaking people that would follow the Grateful Dead, the
A van with a
people that
trailer
are
is all
on
you
the
need.
van.
A van with a trailer, because you can sleep in the van. You don't have to waste your money on hotels. It's funny because I know people that do this at the events. They might not get a room, but somebody will allow them to use the facilities in that room, whether it's for a shower or whatever, and they go back out and sleep wherever it is they're going to sleep. So that's not uncommon. That's something that could easily happen. A fish from 5 years ago. Yeah, I remember it was some while back. Check it out.
Cool.
Yeah, that's right. I kind of remembered that you guys, I'm talking about Roxy and Brian, were one of the stops. And so, yeah, that's definitely like, like some people that do sports, their idea is to be able to go to every sport venue that, the teams play at.
Yeah.
I know people do that as a thing. Mine is to be able to do something similar, but going and checking out the fish rooms and stuff like that. Anybody that would welcome me to check it out, I think that would be so interesting. But that's maybe down the road.
Yeah, Brent was just talking about it. He's like, man, you got to come out and videotape my room. And I was like, yeah, dude, because he's freaking videotaping everyone else's. Like, I don't know if you've been watching his videos, man. He's
no, I don't watch Brent.
No, right?
No. I don't know who's that.
Yeah, who's Brent, dude? Who's that guy?
Who's that? Oh, I know, the guy who likes to walk around bare bottom.
Yeah, bare bottom, right?
There's something shady about that. Well, actually not. There's a lot of glowing there, right? But but yeah, I don't know who that is. I know there's a dude that does like a live stream with you, but I don't know who he is. I don't know. I don't watch it because of him. I watch it because you're on there, if I'm being honest.
It makes sense. I'm definitely the draw. Oh my god.
Well, I know you got to go to work today. I don't know how close we are to your time to get ready. I know. Are we already impeding on your live stream hour?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Normally I started at 11. I would normally like start like right around now usually.
Oh, okay. But, so you still have about another hour.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure that that's why I decided to do a little bit earlier, and you had kind of agreed to take over your spot. My only fear of doing that was that we wouldn't have enough time to just talk what we wanted to talk about. So
no, we needed the extra time for sure, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I didn't want you having to, run out and go, oh, I wish I would have had an opportunity to talk about this or that. But, and I knew this was going to be fun because I've been super excited since you started putting this out there. See how you fish keep going. It's so as far as his plans is, if you had total control over this, how would you like to see this play out? What are some of the things you would like to see? Because I know the cards is the next iteration. If you had the ability to control this completely, how would you like for this to evolve and grow? What would be your ultimate road to success if you had control over it?
Well, I have a specific monetary goal for this year, which is probably shooting for the stars a little bit. But if I were to make that happen, I have like certain life goals, and one of them is getting a product in a store. I'm halfway through. Like, product in the store is like, I want to create a product that everybody likes, and I'm getting to that point right now. Like, people like the product. That is like a literal bucket list item for me. Like, I had like this weird kind of list of things. I found out at one point you can actually throw a concert, and that was a bucket list item of mine. At one point, I wanted to like get bands together and like host an event. Probably not really part of that thing anymore. This is kind of more replaced that as like the item was always on the list, but this is it. This is like my bucket list thing. So I would like to get it into a store. I'd like to I want to get a country map, and I want to put pegs on every state that I've sold in. And I also want to get a world map and I would like to start pegging like pegging countries that um I'm sorry guys, I got a dirty mind, I can't help it.
Well, it's when that's what you and Brandon do on your own spare time. That's that's for you guys to you know kind of do your thing. It's okay,
Yeah,
no judgment.
yeah, exactly. It's 2025, man. Shit. But yeah, I want to get a world map, and I just want to start marking off countries because so far I'm in 3 countries, which is crazy. Sold to
Oh, okay.
Australia, United Kingdom. So that is like it's a neat thing, and I would like to see it in as many countries as is possible. So that's neat, but definitely want to cover the country. I want to get all the states. I got a lot of them already, but I need to actually go through and peg all the states and see which ones I'm missing.
Yeah, there's a question of how to be able to get your product or your stickers, and so I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier. Obviously, one of the big things is presenting your web page. You kind of want to walk people through it and kind of explain to them what we got going on.
Okay, so you said explain the website here.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do they get there? How do they find it? How can people, if people are interested in getting this, how do you drive them to this site to make sure that they can get what they're looking for?
Gotcha. So I have two URLs saved for the same website. They both go to the same place. So you could do fishroompunks.com or you could do outsideinAquatics.com. All just one word. So fishroompunks.com or outsideinAquatics.com. Both of them will go to this website. I am trying to get the old Square site delisted. So when you search it, okay, the first thing that comes up is that Square site. It pisses me off. If you guys have a second of your life to put in a complaint about that Square website, it's the one that says outside in aquatics you'll see it and it says Square. You should totally put in a complaint about that website. That'd be awesome because it would really help me out.
Oh, awesome. JB made to it.
But so that once I get that delisted, it would be fantastic. But the outsideinAquatics.com leads you right here. This is the store. You go up to the to be honest, I don't remember what the different things are because it's such a basic site. I actually didn't need all of the pages. It's basically just I took down the 3D printed items because what was happening is when you were searching it, the image that came up was I started selling these card protectors so people could put their stickers in them if they wanted them, and that was the only image that was on there, and it made the site listing on the Google listing look so ugly. So I just removed basically every item that isn't just the cards because I'm just want people to see the cards. That's like the only thing I care about right now. See the freaking sticker, see the cards. Yeah, you could fill out the contact info, or I guess there's a way to send me messages. I think that's in the contact info. So if you fill that out, it'll basically send me an email. That's probably one way. If you're looking to be a vendor, you can reach out to me.
Okay.
Or you can just email me outsideinAquatics@gmail.com. Yeah, and so you see the Series 1, Series 2, Series 3, and 4. Many questions about what is Series 3. It is the Creator Series. I knew I was going to regret naming it that from the freaking get-go, and I should have just done Series 3. But it was focusing around creators. So I was like, okay, I want to do the YouTube Creator Series. And it just, this is the Series 3. It's been I've gotten so many questions and comments about that. It's like everything else, this is Series 1. Then we got like Series 2.
I'll be right back. Hold on. You go ahead and.
What's up? But yeah, we got the Series 1, Series 2. This is Series 3, and then we got Series 4. I really just need to put like a note on there. It's Series 3. I think on the site listing it actually says that now though. But the other thing is if you're an international customer, I don't think the site is actually set up to take payment internationally right now. So we kind of have to do like a backdoor deal. So if you're looking to buy it international, you just have to send me an email. And so far, I have a. No, I'm not going to say that because I'll ruin my freaking. I'll ruin my streak. But it's been going well for all the international customers. So let me know.
Oh, okay. So did you? I had to step away, but what countries are you in besides the U.S.?
So I sold to United Kingdom and Australia so far,
Okay.
which is pretty cool. Sarah the Great bought stuff in
Oh yeah, I
Australia,
saw her video.
and then Deb's Aqua Pets, I think, is United
Didn't
Kingdom.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then there was
No,
another person that actually reached out via the contact and was like, "Hey, how do I get these internationally?" And I set up a deal. And basically, what I do is you're just getting these packets put in a white envelope, and it's getting shipped with an international stamp, and it's not being sold to you. It's just being sent a family friendly letter or whatever. Basically
okay.
is the deal to avoid, because dude, shipping international is a pain in the friggin' butt, dude. Like filling out um well, see, I was shipping to Australia, so I don't know if it's different, but I had to fill out all this information, specific weights on each packet, what's in each pack, like what, it's just all this stuff. And it's like, dude, I'm freaking sending stickers, man. Like let's be real here. So I try to keep it easy.
Yeah, I guess
um
Tommy's talking about if he will definitely like to do something for the Aquatic News Network.
like you want a sticker. Yeah, see, that's the thing, man. I gotta start. So Cece's was, I think it was Cece's was suggesting on one of my lives. It's I open up like slots, so it'd be like maybe for 6 months you have 6 slots. You buy a slot for a set price, and then I just basically have 6 months to put together all of those images for people.
Yeah.
But I think waiting so long, I don't know how to roll that out and not put pressure on myself. Because if I got pressure on myself for it, I just won't do it. Like I don't want it to feel like a job, like you were saying, like we're supposed to have fun with this stuff and like keep it and I already have enough on me as far as just packaging the shit, let alone
Oh,
like
I think it's one of those things where eventually, if the transition does happen, that's what's going to keep you busy. It's those
yeah, yeah,
requests. Obviously, uh, it's commission work. Really, that's what that's what you
yeah.
got to look at it, and there's going to be a fee associated with it. But yeah, I just like I said, it's really great to see somebody winning within the community, and it's just one of those things where it's fun to be along for the ride. Let me put it to you like that. Uh, and it's just, and it's going to be a cool ride. So
Dude, it's funny that you said that, because this is a quote I've been wanting to bring up, because Benny's dad sent me this. It was like last night when we were talking about working out a deal for him, and he's like, all I could say is take it for the ride. Never know, could just be the ride of your life. And I just think that is it's such a perfect statement for it. And that's why I'm throwing myself fully into it, because you know what? You don't get chances like this every day, and I
no,
might as well freaking just own it, man. I'm gonna take it. I'm trying not to doubt myself, trying to give myself the credit that I deserve, because that part it's hard giving yourself credit for stuff. Uh, it sounds lame, like that imposter syndrome. It's like, do I deserve this, or like, who am I to like for people? But it's like, no, dude,
impossible
like
is good
I'm
because
bringing
it'll keep
something.
you grounded.
What's up?
It'll keep your feet on the having sometimes having that sense of imposter syndrome is good. It's healthy because that keeps you grounded. That keeps you from, your head going up into the clouds and forgetting that, you're just like one of us.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, dude. So yeah.
so well, with that being said, I want to say, is there anything else that you wanted to touch on that we haven't been able, other than Brandon?
Oh,
Um,
I do want to put this out. If someone thinks they can make this happen, I swear to God, it'd make me the happiest person in the world. And I don't think that this is a thing. Like, but if it is, anyone think that they could 3D render this guy. Like, do you think you could get him in a 3D rendering? I am putting like a bounty on this. I will pay money for that. Like, I need a 3D rendering. I want to be able to 3D print that guy. And I know it's a long shot. I have no idea if anyone would have an idea of a app that does that. Or freaking nowadays we got AI can do so many different things. I've had this like thought of, this is like my mascot. Like, this is like my guy. Mm-hmm. This is the first card that was like, I saw where everything was going with it. When I made this one, I was like, ooh, I could do cool backgrounds. I know what I'm doing. So this guy like really speaks to me. This will be the t-shirt I make once I get a Fishroom Punk like t-shirt. It'll basically just be this card, you know, on a chest logo, I think. But I want him as like a 3D object, and it would be really cool if I could just at least his head. So if anybody knows somebody that can make that happen, or an app that could like maybe get a 3D cartoon version of them or something that I could start working with, that maybe my 3D printing guy can get to take the rest of the way, it would be really cool. So just a bounty on that project, I guess.
All right. Well, if you don't got anything else, then we can go ahead and call it a day. You know, I want to say thank you for everybody. I know this is like extremely early, and a lot of you guys were out here supporting us, whether it was lurking or commenting. Again, bobbleheads. There you go.
Yes, I would love. Yes,
that sounds like a Jeff Kane project or J Rock that do the 3D printing. Something that could be in the works maybe. And you know, I just want to say thank you guys again. None of this is possible if you guys are not here. And Kyle, thank you so much for taking the time and accepting the invitation to join me again and being here with me and sharing what you're doing with us. Because like I said, I'm super stoked for you. And I didn't mean it to get too mushy there, but you know, sometimes I don't know, that shit happens to me out of the blues. So you know, it's probably one of my defects is that I can't keep shit together as much as I try. But with that being said, thank you guys. Again, be on the lookout. The cards. When do the cards drop? Do you have a release date?
Probably next week. I know that they're in production. Just delivery time, and then I got to figure out packaging too, because I want to have them in my hand to get the packaging and everything. Hopefully the end of next week is what I'm hoping for.
Oh, okay, that's quick. Okay, yeah, I thought you were gonna say like the end of the month or something.
Yeah, no, it's in the works. It's just depends on delivery time. That's all.
And those are all gonna be mystery packs, right?
Yeah. All the cards will be mystery packs, but they'll be paired with their stickers, so you guys will never you're not gonna get cheated.
So you get 2 for 1.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be like the packs are gonna be 5 cards, and then each card is paired with its sticker.
Oh,
so I didn't want
10 items.
Yeah, 10 items, exactly. So the packs will be more expensive than the mystery packs that are out right now, but you're getting a lot more with it. So
yeah. All right. Well, again, thank you guys. See you guys soon, and you guys take care.
No, thanks everyone. Much love.
Let's end this.